from Wellington just after 6 this evening. The three men who did this last April, damaging the Waihopai spy base near Blenheim in a protest against New Zealand's role in a global spy network, were found not guilty by a jury in the Wellington District Court. The men admitted they did it. That was never in dispute. Indeed, they never even tried to conceal the fact, which makes the jury's not guilty verdict remarkable and perhaps unprecedented in such circumstances, a declaration of their right to protest in such a fashion. Joining us now live from the court, two of the trio found not guilty. Teacher Adrian Leeson on the left of screen there, and Dominican friar Peter Murnane with the hat on the right. Congratulations, you two. Peter, can I start with you? Were you surprised by this verdict? You defended yourself, you hoped for it. Were you surprised by it?
Delighted, not entirely surprised. I had a gut feeling all along that we could get an acquittal, but you can't be sure of that, and so we're delighted tonight.
Adrian, on the left there, you never denied doing it. In fact, after doing it, you sat around waiting to be arrested. So what was the nature of your defence?
The nature of the defence revolved around a claim of right, which is a legal term that basically says if we believed that our acts were lawful, we had a defence. We might be wrong in law, as the judge actually suggested we were, and made a ruling that actually we were in error in law, but we were correct in belief. We believed that we were acting lawfully, and what we were doing was acting on behalf of another. And in New Zealand law, that's a good thing to do, to act in an effort to help and save and protect another in danger.
OK, Peter, so the judge said you were wrong in law, you admitted doing it, so what did you tell the jury about why you did it?
Well, we weren't allowed to say we did it out of necessity, because that technically means we knew the spy base was actually killing someone or having someone sent to torture on the day we did our action. We couldn't prove that specifically, but we are convinced personally and in our hearts and minds that that spy base for 20 years has been contributing to US war machine, war effort, particularly the war in Iraq. We can prove that. The Echelon network had a hand in the invasion of Iraq, and God knows what sort of hand it has in the renditioning of people to be tortured. I know several people have been tortured, and it's beyond control. It's illegal in humanitarian law, international law, and so we ask, why a spy base? What's it doing for us in New Zealand? It's a US enterprise.
Adrian, so this is the jury's assertion of your right in very specific and particular circumstances to mount a pretty extraordinary campaign of civil disobedience. Where do you draw the line in the sand, do you think?
Well, I think the law is layered. There is law to protect plastic, and a lot of people feel very strongly about plastic and other items of material value, and there is law to protect human beings, and both layers of law are important. We broke a law protecting plastic to uphold a law that protects human life, and the jury heard that and they said, you know, 11 Kiwis. We had 12, but one got sick, so we had 11 jurors, and they were regular Kiwis off the street, and they said, yes, protecting life matters more than protecting plastic.
Father Peter, would you do it again?
We don't need to do it again. The nation now knows much more about the Waihopai spy base and the actions it does, the harm it does to people in war. It's incalculable, the harm we've done to Iraq. Permanent harm by depleted uranium ammunition will pollute that country forever. So we need to know about that harm and ask, the nation now needs to ask Parliament, do you know what's going on there? Why do we need this to happen? It's not our war even. We're not in the war in Iraq. How come we're helping it through the Waihopai spy base?
Adrian Leeson and Peter Murnane, thank you so much for joining us, you two. Adrian and Peter have just been acquitted by a jury in the Wellington District Court of something they actually admitted doing, a remarkable thing.